We are live.
All right, we will go ahead and call to order this meeting in Alamance County Board of Elections, November 7th at 2 p.m. Peter's here. You have any comments today?
No comments today.
All right. And so we will go ahead and move on to the approval of the agenda. I think we are, it's out in the email that we are only doing one of the components today. Is that right? And which one was that?
You're doing the provisional ballot.
Okay.
By law, it's mandatory now that provisional ballots are reviewed and counted by 5 p.m. today.
That's what they just passed last year.
That's correct.
All right. Well, that being the issue for the meeting, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we will hop into the provisionals.
You ready? Okay. So, the total number of provisionals that we had for the county was 71. I'm going to do kind of a continuation we met briefly on Tuesday night to approve a photo ID exception forms. We met about 2 of them. We had a total of 5 ballots that had photo ID exception forms. The other 3 were just reasons that were checked off. In fact, I think they all were, my photo ID was lost, stolen, or misplaced. So, that being said, I guess I'm just going to pass them around so that you can view them. The ones that were lost, stolen, or misplaced, as when we did our research, they were eligible to vote, and they voted. We didn't technically approve these photo ID exception forms the other night, so I guess we probably need to do that in the process so that these ballots would be eligible to count. Then there were those 2 other ballots. One, that, right, and I've just put them in that pile for you to see.
So they're included in this
They're
one.
included in that group.
This is what we had the other day.
That's, yes, and so they were not actually eligible to vote in the county.
Right.
Right, so you had chosen
Right.
not to approve that one.
I just remember that.
Right.
Yours?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna fill that table.
Okay, no, sir, no problem. No problem. Yeah, this is the 2.
And that's- yeah, so I just wanted to
Right.
keep them all together. So we're starting to approve or go through provisional ballots right now. We had 71 total for the county. The first 5 that we're reviewing have photo ID exception forms. You actually saw 2 of them the other night that we talked about. One was approved, the other one was not. The 3 that I'm presenting today, all of them are eligible to count. The photo IDs exception forms were filled out correctly. I just need your approval to allow them.
So we're mainly looking at is there anything else I'm supposed to look at? Or I'm just looking for these.
You're looking at the photo ID
exception.
exception forms.
You said you were good with all of these, approving all, they filled it out correctly. And
Yes, and that they were eligible to vote in the municipal election, and they voted right, ballot side.
Here's the exception.
That one, yes, and we talked about that the other night.
oh yeah. This is one should have put it in mistakes. This is the person that was from Whitsett, right? They were registered to vote.
Yeah, I think.
They were in Milford County.
Yeah.
I believe this is the one way.
Yeah.
So do they have to approve the photo ID exception forms then? Or-
Yes, approve. If,
At least for those 3, we talked about the other 2.
okay, so the 3 that were not approved the other night,
Right.
they would need to. approve.
So I make a motion that we approve the 3 that were not approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We'll move on. There are two here, that have, circumstances, I guess, so, I'm looking to you to make a decision. Do I need to say the precinct or just? Okay.
Yeah.
In this particular situation, the individual came to vote. He was registered and could vote in that precinct. He did not have a North Carolina photo ID. They presented a Florida driver's license and an expired North Carolina car registration. They talked with him. They have a residence both in Florida and in North Carolina. He wasn't offered a photo ID exception form, but they talked to him about getting a voter ID and that he could come to the office and get a voter ID. He didn't come to the office to get a voter ID. So at this point, I guess it's,
Not
this is a decision for y'all. He was eligible, but he did not present what we would consider an acceptable photo ID. He was registered October of 2024. You can use an out-of-state license up to 90 days after your registration, but it's beyond that 90-day time period. So he tried to present a HAVA. It was just expired because HAVA has to be within the last 6 months. And that was my understanding of so,
When did he need to have gotten this, the voter ID by?
Noon today.
Noon today.
Mhm.
And since it's 2:07, that didn't happen either.
He's registered here, he has a Florida driver's license, but he doesn't have a license here. I was wondering if this is his primary residence or not.
It sounds like.
Just curious if he had it.
That's all the information I could
That you had.
I could get. Yeah. I guess it was a decision on that.
So having considered, was it Mr. Bassam? Did I read that right? Mr. Bassam's provisional, is there a motion to approve or disapprove?
I move that we disapprove.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I hate that, we don't do that like.
The next one is a provisional that was done at a precinct. They called me after they did it to verify that they had done it right. So unfortunately, I didn't have any input during the process. The information, they didn't complete a provisional application. They just filled out the provisional whole book and then put the information on the back of the envelope. So that's the information I have.
So that's from the poll worker.
That was from the poll worker. So anyway, I did call and I talked to the provisional judge and the chief judge to see if I could get some more information. I do not have a middle name for this individual. There are 2 people in the system. One has been removed, and then there's another person who has a middle name. So I was hoping that the judge said, yes, they did see an ID. Her and the book person did, but she couldn't remember the middle name. So we don't know if it was an election day transfer, possibly, that that person is registered up on the northern side of Burlington if they moved to this address, or if this is a new registration, somebody who wasn't registered. So with that being said, this is the information we have. And that's all the judges could tell me is, yes, they did see a photo ID. They couldn't tell me if it was a move or not.
But they
We
just-
did look that address up.
Yes,
and
that's
we
right, we
found
did.
one person registered at that address. They didn't have the same last name, and there was we called, left a message for that. We told them who we were, that we were trying to, someone had registered at that address and we were trying to get in touch with them if they would call us back, and they never did.
And then there was a phone number associated with the voter who has a similar name. I tried to call that number, but it had been disconnected.
And they are supposed to have them complete the application, not just provide us their notes, right? I just wanted to make sure nothing had changed.
This was their first one of the day, so I don't know, you know, people were just a little bit, you know, on edge or what, but they called me afterwards, which
Yeah, we couldn't.
unfortunately I couldn't, the voter had already left, so. I was just hesitant to assume it was the person in the system because I didn't want to update their address and not hesitant.
So the PIN number over here, would that in no way tell you which one it was?
No, that PIN number we give to them so that it will match the application, the envelope, excuse me, the instruction sheet that the voter takes and the provisional poll book all have the same number on it. So we know that all that paperwork goes together. So that's, and then we use that PIN number when we enter them into the computer system on the back end.
If this voter was to call in and want to find out if his ballot counted or not, maybe Karen can give, you know, we can all have the name of this voter at our telephone and tell him that he would need to fill out a voter registration form before the next election if he was to happen to call.
And I know that, you know, when you're looking on your photo search and stuff, you need that middle name sometimes to verify which one it is. Did you have a phone number for both of them? Both of the voters?
You know, I didn't, that had not occurred to me to look at the one that was removed. That I didn't think about calling them, it had been removed.
I don't know if it's necessary. I'm just thinking
If
that
they had been
because then
removed,
that would have given you the middle name of the other person, right?
yeah, they didn't know what the middle name was.
Yeah.
But the individual had been removed though, would still not have been registered.
Yeah, but
That's
what
the
I'm
only
saying
thing,
is, if he said, I didn't
Oh, that I
vote,
did
then
vote.
it would have given you the middle name of the
Yeah.
person, right?
Mhm. If he had said he had voted, yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought about
So this person came in and the name wasn't on the books, right?
that. Right.
And so they don't do a provisional. They did show an ID. And so as part of the research process, you're looking at their name. And so there isn't someone registered in this precinct, but there was
In a different
in a
one.
different precinct in Burlington. But the last name was different.
No,
No.
the names, we don't know
I know
what the
we don't
middle
have the middle
name
name.
is. Yeah, and that person that was active had a middle name in their record. But there's no way for me to definitely say it was that individual.
Think about the person not having the last name not matching.
The address, we looked up the address and it was,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
it was a lady and a different last name.
yeah, we thought, well, maybe we could try to call somebody who lives at that address to see if they
That
knew
was
that.
disconnected.
No, that worked.
one-
We left a message, but nobody called us back.
It was the person who was active, I called that phone number,
Okay.
and that number had been disconnected.
This is what,
Can we leave this open until we get more information or greater clarity?
That's as much information
They
as
have
I've
to
been
be-
able to get.
ballot, provisional ballots to About 5 today. That's, yeah. We can't update the provisional, information, anything after 5, to lock it. So we can't have any pending. They have to be approved or disapproved by 5 today.
And if that person were to call between now and 5, could they be
12
considered?
o'clock today.
12 o'clock
is the
was
day.
it? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so, well, with that information, and since you left a message and nobody has called back, then I move that we just approve this one.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then I'll just go through as a group the ones that we looked at that were eligible to count. We had 26 of the driver's license, social security number, provisional only label. So those are people who are involved in the registration repair, and that when they walk into the precinct, their label has that on there, so they're sent automatically to the provisional table. They provided the information that we needed, and so we were able to validate their ID numbers, and that's all we needed to do to allow that ballot to be approved. So
We just need to have a motion to.
yeah, so that's this group here. So
I move that we approve those 26 provisional ballots. Did I get the number
This year,
right?
that's
yeah,
26. That's 26.
yeah, it's 26. Yeah.
I'll second.
All in favor?
This one is a same-day registration. She came in during early voting, did a same-day registration. She did not have a HAVA document at the time. She did send the HAVA document by mail, so we did receive it. And so her application is complete, and we recommend approval because it was done during early voting where she could register and then vote.
Move that ballot be approved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does that mean that she filled that out on election day?
No,
Or she did fill it out during early voting?
during early voting. Yeah. So those that are filled out during early voting, we type because we're on the computer during early voting. So those applications, you'll see we had a half a dozen that were done during early voting. 4 of them were the DLS had sent.
I just had to get her.
She just had to have HAVA because her driver's license had her old address on it. Okay. This is an individual who came in that did not have photo ID, did not complete a photo ID exception form, said they were going to come back by noon on today, and he did, and we did a voter ID for him. So we recommend approval of that one.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
These are 4 ballots that individuals that showed up at the wrong precinct, but received the correct ballot style and voted provisional at that precinct. So we recommend that they be filled.
Move approval of those ballots.
Second.
All in favor?
Sorry.
Okay. We have 3 ballots here that voters had been removed after 2 federal elections, and that's part of our list maintenance process that goes through. If they don't vote through the course of 2 federal elections, they're moved to an inactive status, and then eventually they get removed. And I know at least 2 of them were removed January when we had our large list maintenance mailing. But what we do for these voters is we verify that they did not register in any other county in the state and that they've just been removed from here. And so all 3 of these had just been removed. They did not show any attempt to register at another county. So we just recommend that they be approved.
Let me just say this. That's a rarity that they vote in the municipal election after having been removed from not voting in presidential. So good for them.
That's all right.
I move that we approve those.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. This ballot was done during early voting. It was a geocode issue that we ran into in our system. We can update roads up to a certain point prior to the election. Then we're kind of locked out of that process. So if somebody comes in if it's a new build or something like that, and they lived at that, place for 30 days, then they're eligible to vote. And that was the case for this individual. So we just had to do a provisional because we couldn't enter that address into the system when they came in to do a same-day registration.
So is that like the development or wherever was
Actually-
too new that it wasn't actually?
Well, actually, oddly enough, this was a road I'm familiar with, that, is just a single residence. I guess somebody sold a lot
so it was
so
just
they
an
just built
independent building.
on that on that lot. So,
So it wasn't in our system, right?
well, yeah, the street was in our system, but it didn't go down to that address because it was just like 3 numbers below. If you were.
So it'd be like that street, 3,000 to 4,000, and this person was a 5,000, let's say, or 4101 or something.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Before
So
it
we were
was
unable to, for a same-day registration, we couldn't key in the address.
So I wonder how it gets in, because I know when I was in Alamance, they used, somebody go to build, and if it was a lot, as soon as once the permit was approved and they could start building, I mean, GIS usually had it in pretty quickly. When does it go from that system to us?
Once they're annexed in, if they're annexed, the cities send them to us. Other than that, we have to wait till somebody registers to vote. And then we review GIS.
To see if there's extra. Okay.
And then, we'll add this, like in that case, if that had just been one resident on a new street, Charlene would look at the street ranges and she'd go ahead and add the street ranges for that so that address was in there and any additional builds in the future.
And let's go ahead and do this one first, because I did we just approve that one?
Did you,
I
for
think we
the
did. I had a
geocode same
question.
day, did you?
We did not. Is there a motion to approve?
So,
Second.
All in favor?
I had a question with the one before the GO where they were inactive. The only question, it's just a general question. If they had been off long enough that they had been completely removed from the books,
They actually,
they had been.
they had been, but what's the notation on it is after 2 federal elections. Those are kind of the key phrase,
Okay.
that it's after 2 federal elections, which means
Okay.
they didn't remove themselves. They didn't send anything in to be removed. It was the system did it because it hadn't voted.
I wondered if somebody who had been off when they decided to come back and vote again,
They probably
How they
didn't
get
even
back
know
on.
that they
they
had.
probably
been
didn't know they were
Yeah.
off. I'd say, how do
Yeah.
they get back in the system? Is it this way? This provisional would be their registration again, or
It would
be a
yes.
brand new registration form?
It would, well, we'll have to figure out if we connected through in the past, we connected it to that registration so we could keep their history. But we need to check on that before we
Yeah.
finish.
I don't have an issue with it.
Now,
Just that's
if
for
they-
my knowledge. So
If they
how it
had
works.
registered in another county, it was removed due to,
Right.
list maintenance. They registered in another county. Now they came back, those would not be counted because they actually moved away and they would have to re-register to, do a registration form and such to get back on the roll.
So what happens if a person is inactive, but they haven't been removed from the books yet? They're able to just go vote, or is it
Oh, yeah.
something that
Uh-huh.
just sort of turns it back on for them?
Right, right. Because inactive just means they're still registered. And then we have 7 here. They were unreported moves. They presented themselves at the right precinct, and they could have been transfers, but the judge had them vote provisional. So we just recommend that they go ahead and vote.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And then just to go over the ones that we did not approve. Yeah. And so in addition to that one photo ID that we did not approve, and then those other 2, correct, that they had, we have 3, that's right. In addition to those 3, we have, we have 13 that just were not registered, okay? We could not find any,
So they,
record of registration
Mhm.
in our county. On many of these, well, this one didn't have any registration. This one was active in Iredell County. This one was active in Orange. We couldn't find anything on this one, or this one. We do check the DMV, database too. It allows us to, put their information in, and DMV will do a search and issue a report that we get the next day. And we can check to see if maybe they tried to register when they went to the DMV to update their license. And so we could not find them on the report either.
so let me ask, when you go to the DMV to change your address, are they supposed to let you guys know that the address has been changed?
If the voter, you get a series of questions in the DMV, and if when they ask, do you want to register to vote, and you say yes, then we will get the paperwork for the voter registration, and that comes electronically to
Okay.
us
With the new address?
with the new address on it. If they were to say no, then we wouldn't get it.
I was just there last week and they went and asked me if there was anything about my registration I wanted to change.
Right. Yeah. So that they are supposed to ask that. So I have one that was active in Guilford, another inactive in Harnett, one removed from Guilford, but we couldn't find any other information on them. One active in Guilford, another active in Guilford, another active in Orange, one without any information. So that's kind of what we found when we tried to determine if they were registered or not.
Okay, so if you're recommending that they don't get approved, okay. Those who tried to vote but weren't registered or were not active in another county, will they be registered now or what?
These will all, what we'll do is process these and they will all be registered now in Alamance County. Okay.
Okay, if they live in Alamance County.
Yes, because they state on this form they do. They
Oh, okay,
give us the
gotcha,
address and they state they do. So this would be their most recent contact with the Board of Elections. So we would go ahead and process them and that they would be registered here. Okay.
Just like if they came if they just moved and they came in and said, filled out a thing saying my registration is in this other county.
Right. So they'll be registered. So if they come to vote in March for the primary, they'll be registered then. So.
And for those who were registered in Guilford County, would we get in contact with Guilford County and let them know that they registered in Alamance County?
Yes, and so there's two ways that may go about. Sometimes the system will match them depending if it has ID information and the system will automatically remove it. Or they may show up on what we call a duplicate report that we do on basically weekly and bi-weekly, depends on the report, because we get several of them that we match with other counties. So then I can send an inquiry out to another county to get that voter registration so we can check and make sure that it's the same person. And we can remove them or ask them to remove them from that county.
So just kind of a point of information, personal point of privilege. I'm going to be moving to Burlington at the end of February. And elections in March, with the primaries in March. What do I have to do to be able to, will I be able to vote with my old ID? Because it's like the very end of February.
So the cutoff date is 30 days prior to the election. So if you move prior to that 30-day cutoff, then we would recommend that you just send in a form so that we can update your registration. But if you were not to do that, when you go to the voting site that you're technically your new residence is in, you would be doing what we call an election and transfer.
Okay.
And
A transfer, not a provision.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted,
But you would still,
so,
the only thing that's going to be different next year is if you were in, say, House District 63, you might now be in 64. So you're still going to have to vote 63 if that's what you were in, because you will not be eligible to vote in 64 because you have not been there more than 30 days.
okay, great.
it really depends on how long you're there.
Right.
So,
Okay.
So if it's prior to the 30 days, then
You vote,
send in your update and you can vote in the new precinct.
right,
If it's within the 30 days, you
technically go back to your old one.
old precinct.
Yeah.
So what is the election day transfer? What does that mean?
Election day transfer is somebody who didn't send us the update and they've been in their new precinct for more than 30 days.
They still have to have been there for more than 30
Yes.
days. Otherwise,
Mhm.
you vote in your older precinct
Right.
if it's within the 30 days. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And that really only matters if you're changing something like the 63, 64, which is
Right.
which
For
I'm-
next, for
and
next
for
year.
near 63, 64 is the only difference, I think, in the county
Yeah.
election.
Yeah.
cycle.
Right.
Now, if you were to vote in Burlington and it was too different, you had not been there more than 30 days,
Mhm.
we would count everything on your ballot but that contest.
Okay, thank you.
And then these are kind of in addition to no registration. There's 6 of them that they're not registered. They registered after the deadline. So we got the sheet from the DMV that came through. But it was after October 10th at 5 p.m. So we weren't able to register them. So their registration,
Meaning they went to the DMV after October 10th.
one actually did on 11/4. So
Yeah.
and I think that's just kind of a, part of the times. People think that that's, you can just register and then you can go. And so unfortunately,
But they will be registered for the next time.
correct.
Did we have that in 2024? A whole bunch.
Yes.
And then, I don't know if you want to just not approve these in a group or if you want to,
I move that we do not approve those for the reasons stated.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
and then this is just the last one I just, I need to talk about. I did talk with the judges at the precinct. This is an individual who showed up to the wrong precinct. It was an early voting site, and that tends to be the case. People go to early voting because they're used to voting. But that wasn't their home precinct. And so they had a vote provisional, and it was just unfortunate that the individual got the wrong ballot style. They pulled the wrong ballot style because that precinct did have multiple ballot styles. So we just recommend that doesn't count because the individual got the wrong ballot style.
All right.
I move that we disapprove that ballot because they voted with the wrong ballot stock.
All in favor?
Aye.
So that gives us a total of 48 ballots that were approved and 23 that were not, with a 71 total.
If you'll stamp those approved, then we'll open them and Judson will begin counting.
I realized that that last one, they were giving their own ballot style. That's what we can
We
do.
didn't have some of those.
And when you open it, just make sure that the precinct is listed on the top. If it's not, we'll look at it and write the correct precinct, number. Or if you just want to open them.
Yeah, let's go ahead and all of it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, you did that.
Like, here,
I'm sorry.
if they voted out of precinct, you highlight it top like
corner.
this.
Yeah, just careful, make sure that they've got here. There was one in work that they couldn't remember if they had marked it or not.
Okay.
So,
So this is,
It's okay. Okay.
so when
should
you're
have
open,
been, where's the correct?
can I,
precinct?
I didn't know you were gonna be open.
Okay, so these are, they use pink for everything, so if it's pink and then it says FB, then that's a precinct. Okay, so if it
Yeah,
doesn't
this,
have
this
anything,
is here.
okay, it's on the right side.
On the right side,
Okay.
there's 4 that were incorrect,
She did keep that.
but do make sure that they were.
Yes, that's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to keep them in order. and you go back behind your screen and make sure we're getting them out. Yeah. And then we'll get them to y'all. Oh, no, well, we gotta check the,
I should take them out.
yeah, well, that's what we're checking. They-
Okay.
They have to have, the freezers. I just do have to stamp it.
If you can't run it.
You'll have to stamp it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that,
Yeah, but we'll finish this group first. Remember last thing was staffing during presidential.
What they trying to sell machines?
Huh?
What they trying to sell machines to cut these open?
Yeah. I didn't realize we had a machine called today.
Oh, okay.
You want me to come out with it? Yeah.
that was like a butter knife.
That second drawer over there, you get me a letter opener. Thank you, man.
Open. Remind me to make a comment. About the resolution.
This one got, I need a pen.
You gotta take a picture and send it to me with his suspended.
Oh, I will. Yes, ma'am.
Did they come yet?
Yes, sir. Everything.
All right. I walked in, I was gonna pick on him. Because I was gonna pretend like I didn't get him yet.
Oh, you know, got it. Thank you, ma'am.
So you were at the summer conference, right? So you saw all of the different machines they have to offer with opening and counting and all of that.
There's a lot of lectures. Did they, in our,
The vendor,
The vendors.
all the vendors.
yeah.
They have
I saw
machines for
some of it. I didn't
everything.
pay much attention.
I just was looking forward to it.
Oh, that's
Forever
right.
be haunted. Horrible, horrible thing.
That's right. You got some.
I was actually stayed out of work for the sword. That's how bad the sun is.
Is it just those two?
That's definitely how
Don't you think? You're not gonna take it.
I'm not going there, but I agree with you.
Don't listen.
I didn't say
It's bad when I'm agreeing with you.
She's definitely right. I am fine. Well, I didn't cut any of those here. I wanna-
No, you did good. You have another one?
Dawn is this us too.
That is Nicole. She has assisted us during the election this month, helping, and she's helped Karen out.
Was she here in November? Last November?
Downstairs.
Yeah, I remember.
She's helped us
Okay, yeah, I
out
remember.
part-time.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Be corrected yet?
No, you want one, 2, and 3. I got 3, so I wrote on 3.
Back here.
Give me some.
Uh,
Oh, that's why I changed my chair when I was the chair.
It's gonna be
When I was, that, I can't see it all behind that
we
chair.
want to get a copy of that.
It's getting ready.
I know, he's getting ready for his moment.
We'll give him a
We
frame.
might just frame it for him.
Might just have to frame it for him. It's a moment if Homer brings.
15 minutes to frame.
That's, I can't.
I don't think they had any
That one.
hours, so.
See, I can't follow up on that because then it would be revealing who the voter was. I sure would like to know.
So it wasn't you, is what you're saying.
That's right, it wasn't me.
You think it's your wife, no, probably not.
No.
So 12 in one.
It could have been Peter.
To the shoe leg, you remember how?
Oh, that's funny. Look, he joined the ranks of Obama, Santa,
Mickey Mouse,
Mickey Mouse,
Yeah.
Cam, and the
anybody but him. Bees, yeah.
That was another.
That's what it is.
There's always something.
You want to get this? I'll have it sold.
She's faster than I am.
Fossil.
Oh,
Those confused me.
oh, results.
These are already in order. I'm just filling those in.
Mickey Mouse.
And then we'll have to merge Karen's
It
first.
has to be a
There's just 3 more people behind the camera.
I know what to do next.
Oh, you got
Yeah, somebody.
I mean, total approved. Approved is 48 approved, 23 non, 71.
Yeah, I mean, I could get kicked.
We get Peter on the too, right?
That's right.
No, no, you're fine. Okay.
Sheriff came to my door.
Those are draw.
These are all your
Four
approved.
cents.
Be doing a recount.
These are all-
November state.
Okay. I have no idea. I didn't even see him leave, honestly. Sounds about right. Here's your tens.
Do you have any more teams? There you go.
Right here.
Your name was just mentioned, like, where is he? Then you turn your head, there you
So
are.
we don't have
Nice,
cardboard.
nice.
specific.
I drink a lot of water, so I like to visit.
I don't think it makes you think before, what do you call it?
Fall River, there's 13.
Yes,
You got
next
one.
week.
The lonesome.
I try to keep it hybrid as possible.
Okay. Do you want to hand me your tens and your 12s?
Gary, so my parents came up and had lunch.
Ma'am?
And there was a lady, you know,
Looks like we didn't have any to own that in.
we did, on my dad's hat. Thank you for the service. She had
We have 10.
10 is right here.
10 is one.
Yep. Right here. Oh, all your 10s are together.
4.
I don't have any 1s or 4s. Thank you. 40. Well, 10. What do you got?
27.
We'll do that one.
Yes.
Here.
What's that?
Does he have? If he
126.
Okay. If you want to get me 3 pieces of colored paper that were over there.
I remember. Just in that.
the zero report, so there's no, provisionals on this. Or as he begins. So I have a question. Sure. What are you looking for? Okay.
Oh, it's over here inside there.
If
It was for something.
We ran out of cardboard.
If
Oh.
these don't- You got to work careful today. These numbers will be posted tonight on the, at 5 o'clock. They'll be posted,
Thank you, ma'am.
on the state website. And so the candidates can refer to.
Yeah, it probably just.
Have you received any requests? I have not received any requests, but I have received inquiries, which I'm pretty sure we will.
Well, I mean, for the sake of consistency.
Oh, okay.
I
If
saw they
there's
were.
no specific.
Well, only one is eligible.
The right amount.
That's what
It's up to you all.
So that's correct. And if it's
10 in.
if they can request a recount.
I
They
have
the
2.
Deadline is Monday after 5 p.m. after canvas. So if they request it early, we can only do it after canvas. Now we could do it,
104.
I have 1.
we have 3 days by law for the permits requested.
12 is 1.
But cannot do it any earlier than after canvas. Is that,
12 in.
so they have until basically the rest of the day to day and all next week to request. And then the following Monday. The request does not have to be in by noon, the Monday, the 17th, after
Yes, ma'am.
canvas.
127. 4.
No, he said.
I've never heard of fire, but it's up to them.
4.
Okay. And
If y'all would like to sign it, you can.
13.
Right here.
No, y'all
12 is
sign
2.
it.
Sorry.
Yep.
12 and 13.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we're good?
Yep.
Great.
Also, John,
Because that will be the order, yeah.
Yeah.
I just got your message. Yeah.
So that-
I just got your message. 15 minutes later.
So the
Oh.
reason we do this, he's got a key in the precinct.
Yeah.
Kind of like we did for curbside voting. Yes,
Right.
yes.
The results themselves,
We'll check.
yes, I'm not sure if the state is going to, has implemented a way for people to see it anyway without it being that way, but I was explicitly instructed to put
But
it
it's going to that.
early.
Okay, so just so you know, was it you that called the other day because somebody had a question and said absentees were not reported? It's because all those, because of secrecy, were put into another category. The state has advised him to, these results will be put into the early voting total. So you will not see a provisional.
Okay.
Right, so the early voting totals will increase. Okay.
So this is the initial reporting machine saying no votes were in.
That's correct.
Sure.
It's interesting, the questions that come. Every year there's new ones.
Great.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Let me see.
Oh, my.
I had 2 items, right down there.
Okay.
Just expand
Okay.
into the left.
I'll,
That is so cute.
They did both
Wait.
happen to be.
This is even cuter.
What's that?
You with a handful of children. Oh, that's full of children.
Go the other way.
I'll start.
Go the opposite direction. You'll see more cat.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have here?
Three. There's no grades to $3, $2.
$2.
But it's not all white on it. It's just
Right, it just looks like a,
It's four.
Okay.
Checked it
Is this
over.
what you were putting the,
Right hands on. The first one. The first
well, they
ones are all
already,
right.
they didn't, never.
yes.
Oh, they did that routine.
I talk English.
It's the same.
What?
So that
So
was-
it's not.
High school. High school English. Yep, I'm not.
It's over receipt right
I
there.
love math.
Oh,
I'm,
really?
not, I'm terrible stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get into my grammar, it's not, I mean, it's not poor, it's just, if I said something to you, you have to correct it.
Oh. It's an occupational hazard. Dawn.
A three in?
Four. Yeah, yeah. You were
It's-
checking over here.
Oh, I checked it wrong.
Yeah, they're checking over.
Leave me to know that how I'm
Yeah, go
looking
ahead.
at the check it wrong.
Some of it's so sweet.
It'll show up in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I just can't get rid of all of it.
Are we?
My mom's,
Not what we want to.
she retired back in the day, and she taught, fifth grade, social studies for a few years before becoming, she had her master's in library science, so she was the librarian at Baker. And so she has stuff from
What?
years. Yeah.
I was the yearbook advisor. So I don't know how long. So I had, I had no, but I hated it because all that blood, sweat, and tears and stuff. But then I went into
I was saying,
administration.
hey,
Yeah, I went to it was just very, I'm feeling, I'm really shocked. A lot. No, came the coordinated English meeting for Baltimore County.
Yes.
It was the 24th largest school system in the country. And so I had my hands full. I was over the reading and English teachers, and I think it was 24 high schools and 25 middle schools. So I was busy. I worked 7 days a week. You don't think about English, but those hours, which I had research about. I love some
One. For a three.
that level with that many.
You got more work for us there?
Now, these are it's approved.
Oh, okay. We don't have to open those. Please don't open those, right? I get people stuck with that.
Did they do your, stamp?
Or back.
Did they do it like they do for the Pope guys and
One
things?
for
Ring, you know, it's ring, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Paul what happened to my stamp.
I still have it if you would like it.
No, hold on.
You could be the Easter bunny.
Huh?
You could be the Easter bunny.
It's true. Wait, I've seen that drawer she has where she has all the old badges and all that. Just keep my stamp there, darling.
Put a time capsule.
And put it in your time capsule. Save it till my funeral. Bring it out with the memento.
one for 26th.
I'm gonna shorten it.
Unclear marks.
Shorten
First one. Yeah.
This would be too bad. This was in that.
Or can they just circle it in?
Actually, yes, they might be able to do that.
It was rejected for unclear marks, but if y'all try, they just put check marks, so y'all like to just circle them in and we'll try it that way.
Sure.
We'll see if it takes it.
Yeah.
They just circle them in. Okay. Yeah.
I think we're gonna get check marks for everything.
These folks never took the test. I remember being in third grade, and we had to take that calculated achievement test.
Hallelujah.
And they tried to explain to us, I'm sure we filled in this bubble exactly right.
We just need one copy.
It's like school.
Half of
Yeah.
them probably just be against it.
Okay.
Rebel.
The old EOG. Oh, yeah, here you go. Cardboard.
Did it take it?
It did
Yeah,
take it.
take it. Took it.
You did so well.
Oh, we don't have to sign this.
That's short number out of that.
Didn't look like it said. Oh, that was just me saying
Kevin,
what my
Same stuff, some
brain.
things.
Yeah, just
mine's more.
my brain. My brain.
I've noticed since I've gotten older, mine's getting
Yeah,
worse.
always.
It's right.
My handwriting.
You just have to be able to read mine.
Little kids, when they're fine motor skills, it takes a while for them to get them. And I think as you get older, you
Oh, right.
can revert
In the end.
back to.
That's something I wish I would caught on. I was going to school. You had practice your letters and all that I had worked harder on now because that I had nice handwriting. when I was older.
Well, when I was teaching, a lot of times I would be teaching at different classrooms, and so I would like all my stuff would be in the cart and take the roller. So I don't know if you remember transparency, overhead projector.
Yeah.
I wrote myself on overhead projectors, and I had to have really neat handwriting for the kids.
I'm a
to read.
handwritten person.
And so, I had a mixture of print and cursive. So,
The very first two I tried.
So can I do this when I make a list or write something, a note to myself? I can't read.
I have that, yes. Have that too. Who wrote this chicken scratch?
that's me.
That's good for a couple of shots.
I'll just see some.
Ah. What? Well, then. 12 South.
Just glad these haven't resulted in a
We
recount.
started the last one, right?
One was, I think you were around some 17 years.
Y'all remake the 124.
I mean, that's well within the 1%.
Did you ever hear what, have you ever heard what state recount?
It's That judge would,
Yeah.
that judge
I wish I
would.
could have that money. I could buy a house.
It must have cost millions.
It was millions.
No, we had two. with
Well,
that-
just think, I mean, you had to have all the board people, all the extra people.
Well, I mean, they had one too for that, Supreme Court. What was his name? I mean, not that one, the one.
Sherry Beasley, that one that Sherry Beasley.
Yeah. That was back to the Then they wound up thinking, Alamance County.
Yeah.
Was one.
That one was only, that one at the end, I mean, it was only 400 votes separating that in the whole state.
So it come down to that.
Yeah,
What did that see that?
that's four votes per county.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can see that.
Oh, yeah. For statewide votes.
For that kind of deal.
I wasn't sure that time. Wasn't sure.
No, they didn't try to change a whole bunch of it. They retroactively looked at it.
Right.
One more. Two for 12.
Inside the one, yeah, put the right one.
City council.
They changed something.
Harold Ball put 2 votes. Voted down the hall. Resolved by 4 votes. Between them versus the last one that got in is less than 1%. If that person would call for that.
You learn, don't know. That's the first one.
Is
Isn't it smart? I don't
That's Burlington's 2.
Yeah, Burling's only two.
And Ian and
That's, yeah,
what's her name?
Ian and Jess
This
Knight.
one,
No.
I know, Burling's-
You might have talked that guy in.
all joking aside, you know, that kid was close friends. I mean, what, Burlington and Alabama.
We just need.
Two votes.
Get on. Because people 133, so 137. That's 0.6 difference. I assume they'll keep.
Ask Dawn, with the multi-race.
So now, on the long race,
Looking at it.
not 3 got in, but they would chip call for recount.
Everybody's looking for things for
I have to go, there's a formula I have. I will,
When it's a multi-race type thing, is that what you're
right, yeah. I had
saying? If it's head to head, it's 1%.
Yeah, I had to go, put them in. And that was Alamance.
It seems to be kind of hard to do off the top of your head.
It depends on the boat's cast. And there's a formula we have. That we have to put boat cast.
Is that
boat
Graham race?
forward.
Is that Graham race?
That one
That one
qualified was
is a no.
You talked about the city council.
the city council, that's correct.
But it's not automatic. The person
They
has
have
to
to
request.
request.
it.
That's correct, yeah. Which, again, he's inquired, he's not requested, he has inquired.
Who's that? I mean, for the Graham City Council.
For the
not
Graham
Graham.
City
Oh,
Council.
okay. That's just a recount.
Right, just a recount.
I would say, run the thing back to the machine again, I guess.
That's what we do.
For something this level in terms of steel vote, like with the, I know, I remember going observing when they had the Supreme Court race.
Mhm.
years ago.
Yeah, that's how I wanted it here.
Yeah, I remember Dave was there then.
I asked, what was his name? That's the police guy. Yeah, they are. I just asked him some questions about what's going on. He really tired. Resign or
What do you
whatever.
think about him?
That's the story.
Yeah, the rest of the story. That's why I'm here. Y'all can protest outside this.
It was Brian, Dan, Noah, and then
Was it Ben?
Ben,
Ben.
and then the lady who has passed away. She's
I
a real
know,
nice lady.
Doris Orville.
Real nice lady.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah, a couple months.
Who
ago.
did?
Ben Parker.
No, I was, working on it, usually probably when we were down at the mall. it would be a-
Go to the, my mentor.
Very nice person.
And then when it campaigns and we really did go like that. But somebody said, you gotta get rid of my car. And so I went to, he said, she said she met me at occasions and I walked in and said, Dr. Yarborough here yet? And I said, oh, let's look at her table. And I'm like, oh, apparently her office is in occasions that she has. It's like Oprah Winfrey, this is the chair. And Oprah said it. She was awesome.
Are they waiting on?
Do they have, they don't have to sign anything.
I don't think so.
So that's,
Oh,
I
okay.
moved that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
okay.
We're used to Candace
And do
doing
you
this
want
at
me to
Candace.
tell us something about our next meeting?
All right.
We
so-
are off.